Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. We are here live at Louder Life Music Festival, and I have Matt from Dinosaur Pile Up. They have a current album that's called 1111, and on the way down here we actually heard that song from that album, and really good stuff from this band. So Matt, how's it going, my friend?
Dude, it's awesome, man. It's a real pleasure to be here.
What's impressed you the most about making the current album 1111?
I guess like 1111 as a record is the most sort of focused sound that we've had as a band. So we kind of nailed what we wanted to do, like more than we ever have before, which is awesome. And that seems to kind of be connecting with like the fact that we're even releasing an album in the States, and the fact that we're even touring here and doing the festivals, and people are kind of like reacting to it positively. That's one of the most kind of shocking things for us, because we're like, oh, awesome, like people are sort of understanding it and it's translating and stuff.
That's a good point, because I was going to ask you about that. Coming from overseas fans, versus our fans over here in the U.S., yeah. To me it seems like the fans over your way are more passionate about the music than from over here. What are you guys seeing so far?
I don't know, man. I feel like we connect over here pretty well. I was saying before to someone else, like a lot of 90% of our influences are American. So when we were growing up, when I was growing up, the only English music I was listening to was like the Beatles or Led Zeppelin or Black Sabbath. Everything else was American, like Pumpkins or Foos or Nirvana or Deftones or whatever. Like, it's all American. So the fact that, like, I think that's made our music kind of American, and therefore over here it kind of translates really well.
I was working with producer Tom, and I hope I'm pronouncing his last name right, Delgatti? Is that right?
Yeah, Delgatti. Yeah. Awesome. Like, he's a good friend of ours, and like he's into the same shit as we are. He wanted to make a really heavy record, and we did too. And we were focused, but he's a really focused dude, so it ended up like it was a lot of fun. We worked super hard. The schedule was kind of hectic. We didn't have very long to make it, like 16 days or something ridiculous. So we were working our fucking asses off, but it was awesome because it kind of felt like four friends just trying to make a ridiculously heavy album, and it was good. It turned out well.
Any songs off the album that stand out to you more? Because I know, these songs are like your kids or your favorite movie, but are there any that stand out to you, Matt?
On the record?
Yeah.
I mean, like all of them for different reasons. But like 1111 was the first song where I was like, I like the sound of this. That's what I kind of feel like the record should sound like. Friend of Mine I love because it's melodic, and Might As Well because it's melodic as well. There's a song called Nothing Personal that's awesome. That the version of that on the record is the first take that we did, like the only take that we did really. So when you hear that, that's literally the only time we played it, which is kind of awesome.
I gotta say, like I said on our way down here, we listened to it, and it's got that punk rock vibe to it. It's got the heaviness to it too. So it's definitely got a lot of influences in it.
Yeah, I mean, it does. I listened to a lot of stuff as a kid, and I still do, but it's all kind of focused around a core group of albums like Rage Against the Machine, Battle of LA, Rage Against the Machine, Evil Empire, Pumpkins, Nirvana, like early Foo Fighters, early Weezer, Deftones. I mean, they're still making great shit, so still the Deftones, but like it's all like all those types of bands were like heavily influential to me. Led Zeppelin and the Beatles and the Beach Boys and stuff like that. It's kind of a weird mix of influences because I'm into really, really heavy stuff, but I also love like really melodic stuff. So like Beatles and the Beach Boys are kind of relevant to me, even though I like Slayer and Deftones,
What do you hope the fans take away from this album from you guys once they start to listen to it, man?
I hope that they take away the fact that we're a genuine rock band and we're not a band that's just trying to be a fucking rock band, because I feel like a lot of rock bands now just aren't rock bands. It's about how they look or the attitude that they think a rock band should have. To me, that's a fucking load of horseshit, because it should be, being in a rock band or being a fan of a rock band should be your kind of, as an alternative person, like that should be you finding something that you connect with, not you trying to be someone that you're not,
Yeah, and you could tell too, man, when bands rush shit, and you could just hear it in the music, yeah. and that gets on my nerves so bad. I mean, you'll have one album out this year, next year you'll have another album out, and it's like two totally different albums, and you could tell it's been rushed.
Yeah, I agree, and like that's because people are thinking about what, like they're not thinking about what's the most important thing, and that's like the art of what you're doing. Like
it's the image they gotta uphold.
Yeah, and they're trying to churn out like material. I get it, but like you've got to have some fucking what's the word? Integrity,
What can fans expect at a show from Dinosaur Pileup, man, once they come out to see you guys?
They can expect a loud and just like a shredding rock show, We have a lot of fun. We love playing, and we especially love playing when we're playing to a group of people that fucking get it, and whether that's 10 people or 10,000, I don't give a shit. Like, as long as they're like getting it, that's what we're there for.
Any bands that you are looking forward to seeing at Louder and Live this weekend, or are y'all heading out as soon as you play?
We're heading out like immediately. If we were around, I would love to see like Slayer. I'd love to see Slipknot. Like, that would be awesome. But yeah, we're playing a show in Flint, Michigan, or something like that, like next. So I think we have to go and do some shit and get out of town.
Matt, I want to thank you for taking time out to do this interview. You have much support from BODS Mayhem Hour, and continue with your success, my man.
Thanks, dude. Cheers.